Welcome. Today is Monday, so it's the Monday inspirational video. I'm so glad that you joined us today. And today we're going to be talking about an act of love. So let's get started. For many of us, an act of love is something that we do in which we express the love that we have, or the love that we desire to give, or the love that we desire to receive. Many of us, we will give what we actually want to receive. And so as we do this over time, sometimes what happens is that we give so much that it doesn't become an act of love anymore. It becomes an act of obligation. And that act of obligation can lead to resentment. And so what I want to do is just shift for a moment here. And as we give these acts of love that have become acts of obligation in work and in home and in our relationships, one of the key reasons that I found was that I wasn't giving acts of love to myself. And I wasn't allowing myself to experience acts of love. It was always like, okay, next thing, let's go, move on. Come on, we got a lot to do. And so the key here is that what we desire, this act of love, we must allow ourselves to feel. We must allow ourselves to experience. And so one of the greatest acts of self-love, the greatest acts of love, is to allow yourself to be with your heart's desire, to fulfill your heart's desire, to follow the call of your soul. And so as we come into alignment with what that is, it's really important for us to feel into that. And one of the things we can do, so we don't all need to just like quit our jobs and go follow our heart's desires, but what we do in the beginning is we get clear. We get clear on what we desire. So maybe there's this thought that you keep thinking over and over, or you have this desire within you. And I love this, right? People who are not writers, they don't wonder if they're a writer. People who are not, who do not desire to become a speaker, they don't wonder if they're speakers. So if you have this wonder within you, there's a reason for it. And it's important to get in alignment with it and to understand it. Now, thought and intention, you can imagine, is the vehicle, is the car. So you have this thought and you have this intention. Okay. However, that's not the fuel. So if you don't fuel the vehicle, guess what? You're not going anywhere. And so emotion and action is the fuel. And we must allow ourselves to feel into the feelings of what it is to be in that and to take action to align to it. So a few years ago, I was taking a course called Intuitive Guidance, and at that time there was a lot of astral projection happening for me. And so as I did this, I went into this beautiful space in which I was in the energy and the essence of the divine. And there were 3 other people there with me, and it was as though we were flying, but we weren't flying because it was like there was no gravity. We were just floating and we could feel the energy. And the divine said to me, you can be, do, or have anything that you want. You just need to become the energy of it. And so as I've come back and embraced and embodied that wisdom and that knowledge that was provided to me, I've seen in many places, and even in the book that I'm rereading right now with Neil Donald Walsh, which is Conversations with God, you can be, do, or have anything. That is literally straight from his book. And then I was also working with a coach, and one of her biggest things was you could be, do, or have anything. And so I had to come into the energetic alignment of it though. So what do I mean by that? So here's what I mean. You have a thought, and then you have your intention. This is what I desire. This is where I want to go. But again, without the fuel, without the action, without the emotion, you're just going to stay sitting there. And so the key is to bring it together into energetic alignment. So in order to be it, you must receive it. You must allow yourself. So sometimes in life that requires healing. Sometimes in life that requires alignment. And so I'm going to share with you how to get aligned. Okay, so one of the greatest gifts that we have been given is imagination. And it is one of the most overlooked gifts for sticking to technology, math, science, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have a degree in electrical engineering and I see the value in that. And also though, imagination is key. And Albert Einstein in his work, he emphasized this over and over and over again, how imagination is the gateway. And so what we could do is in being, doing, and having, and coming into energetic alignment in an act of love to fulfill your heart's desire is to first know it. So you know the thought, you know what it is that you intend to bring forth into the world. Okay, so let's say that you really intend to bring forth something that you've been craving for a long time. Let's just say it's a new career or a new relationship. Okay, so now what we do is we use our imagination to imagine what it is to be in that new career and to be in that new relationship. So we sit with this. This is an internal process. As our internal world shifts, our external world shifts. And that is required. Our internal world shifts so our external world can shift. And so this is an internal process. So we have the thought and then we imagine. Now the key here, the fuel is the feeling. So we feel into what it is to be in energetic alignment with this. And we feel it and we feel how good it feels in our body. We notice where we feel it in our body. We see the images. We bring it back to the heart. We notice how it expands and we allow the energy to expand with us. Because what's happening is as the energy expands out, we're sending out that vibrational frequency that says, yes, I want, I desire, and I am in energetic alignment with my heart's desire. And then what we do is since we know the feeling, we're with the feeling, then we let go. And the key is letting go, as I've talked about this before, because we could see what we could see in our imagination. But the universe's imagination is vastly expansive. And so if we get stuck and get attached to what we think is the best, that may not be what's of the greatest and highest good for all involved. And so as we open and say, okay, I know what this feels like, I'm willing to release it and to allow the universe to guide me and to allow the universe to bring forth what is, something that is beyond my wildest imagination. We allow ourselves to come into energetic vibrational alignment with it. Okay? So that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Ask me questions in the comments. Bye.